Hello, I'm Archie Luxury and welcome to the program. Today I'd like to talk about what watches should teens wear. That's right, what watches should teens wear? And this is a very interesting question because I've actually had, I'm the Archie Luxury character, and the interesting thing is that I've actually had a situation where I've become a bit of a gay icon. That's great. I'm all for any fans of the program. And I've also got a few fans who are the children of billionaires. I've got a Russian oligarch's son who's a great fan of the program, who's actually given me some donations. I've got another fan who's in Kuwait, and he's got a spectacular wristwatch collection. And I've got a few other fans who are teens. I've got Peter, who's made a few videos with me, and I've got Alex, who's a huge watch enthusiast, who's got an Amiga Seamaster. And it's come up, and also my good fan from Kuwait, he's actually sent me a few donations. And he's asked me, what wristwatches should teens have? So this is kids from 13 up until early 20s. So what watches should they have? And that's a very interesting thing. I've often used the term fit for purpose. And what I mean by that is, a well-dressed businessman, a 4-door 3 Series or a 5 Series BMW is a great fit for purpose. But like a college kid, it doesn't look so good in a 7 Series BMW. So you've got to say, well, what is fit for purpose? And I think the important thing is, okay, a lot of these kids are super well off, but I don't think you really need to have, if you're really, really well off, I think it's distasteful to go for solid gold watches, okay? And what I really think is, if you're a younger viewer, what watch should you wear? Look, you can certainly have a Patek, you can have an AP in your collection, but as an everyday watch, what I'd really, really recommend to you are some very simple watches. If you're young, meaning under 20, you really shouldn't go for a gold watch unless it's on a special occasion. Okay? What you should wear is Amiga Speedmaster Man on the Moon. That's a fantastic watch for anyone under 25. Okay? It's a beautiful watch. It says that you're a watch enthusiast, but it doesn't big note yourself. You don't look like a wanker. Another great watch that I'd highly recommend for anyone under 20 is the Amiga Seamaster. Doesn't matter if it's quartz or the automatic. It's probably better to go for the automatic. That's a great watch if you were well off enough at 16 to have a watch. That's a great watch. Fantastic, fit for purpose. I would also say that some of the classic Hoya, some of the classic tag Hoya pieces, the Monaco, the Carrera, that's okay if you're under 20. Okay, it's not something I'd say to somebody who's buying a luxury watch at 35 years of age, but if you're under 20, a Carrera is a great watch to have. It's a chronograph, it's a beautiful thing. If you're under 20, I tend to stay away from the Submariner. It's a bit showy, okay? It is a bit on the nose because people know it's a $8,000 to $10,000 watch. I would say GMT is a great watch. Rolex Explorer 2 is a fantastic watch. Rolex Explorer 1 would be my ideal watch for a rich 16-year-old to wear. That's a great watch. 36mm or the larger 39mm, doesn't matter. That's just a great watch to have. You got to be, even when you're under 20, you really should avoid gold. Okay, gold, yellow gold particularly, rose gold. That's a nice metal, but don't wear it every day. If you're well off enough, like I've got one of my fans who's got a Patek Calatrava 5127. He's got it in rose gold. That's a great watch to wear to a wedding, a funeral, to a Mafia staff party. That's a great watch to wear, but when you're just with your friends, you don't want to be a poser. You don't want to just big note yourself. So I'd really recommend the steel sports watches. If you're a young kid and you really want something a little bit different, you're not really into the sports, a Jaeger-LeCoultre Reverso, not the grand size, the classic size, is ideal. It's a good watch, great movement, iconic. On a leather strap, beautiful. Cartier, if you happen to be in Middle East, is okay for a 16-year-old to wear. But I'd try and be more conservative. Stay in the steel. Two-tone in the Middle East, in Dubai, is acceptable, but anywhere else it's just been too flashy. So I really think if you're a young viewer, what you should wear is classic sports watches. Your Amiga Speedmaster Man on the Moon, your Amiga Seamaster, your basic Rolex Explorer, your Explorer 2, your GMT, and also the fabulous, and this is a great watch to wear, is a Datejust. You don't need to have a, Datejust is a great watch in steel. A Datejust in steel, unless you're in the Middle East, you can pass off a two-tone. But you want to stay away from, if you're under 20, the Daytona is too flashy. You're under 20, the Submariner is too flashy. You want to be conservative, modest. Always think humble. It makes you look richer than you really are. That's the secret. Less is more. And, you know, I tell you this story truthfully. I was wearing my Patek annual calendar. I went into a go-go bar and I was having the odd drink with a hostess. She was a nice lady. And I said to her, I collect wristwatches, and this watch here is to buy it new for an annual calendar Patek is over $1 million baht. And she looked at my Patek and said, no, that cannot be $1 million baht. She would not believe that that was an expensive watch. And this is the whole thing. When you're first into watches, you want to show off, but it's actually rather uncool to do that. And as your collection matures, you have pieces that are discreet and subtle. You don't need to impress a go-go bar hostess. You don't need to impress anyone. You need to impress yourself. And the best way to do that is to be humble in the watch you choose and to choose a nice piece. I'd even say for someone under 20, an Amiga Speedmaster, the automatic version, is also okay. Now, I've criticised that watch a lot. I've said a lot of negative things about it. But if you're under 20, I think an automatic Speedmaster is a great watch to have. Think conservative, stay with white metals, preferably steel, and go for the undecided. You don't want to be big mouth, loud, obnoxious, rich. You want to be conservative. Once you get into your 20s, you can start then to get into, you still wouldn't go two-tone, but you can have a Daytona in steel, a Submariner, a Sea Dweller, a Deep Sea. You can get into those chunky, an Amiga Planet Ocean. You can go into those bigger ones, some Breitlings. Then when you hit your 30s, you must have a gold piece. even if it's just a white gold bezel on a Datejust. And this is the thing. As you age, you want to get more conservative watches. In your 30s, your mid-30s, you could pull off the solid gold Rolex Datejust. I've been there, I've done it, okay? I've had a day-date Rolex President. But as my taste matured, I just adore Patek. It's a great brand. So as your collection grows, just remember, if you're under 20, conservative, white metals, discrete models. 20 to 30, you can go for the louder white metals, like a Submariner, a Daytona, big Planet Ocean, a Breitling. 30s to 40s, you want to start introducing gold, and you also want to start having more dress watches, less sporty. At 40, if you've made it, you really do need a Patek. This is the truth, okay? I really think when a man hits 40, he needs to have a Patek Philippe in his life, okay? I'm sorry, some people will hate me for this, but when a man hits 40, he's either got a Patek or he doesn't, okay? You need to have a Patek in your lineup if you're a watch enthusiast. You're not a true watch enthusiast unless you've owned a Patek Philippe. I'm Archie Luxury. I hope this guide has been useful, and please, all my young 16-year-olds, 15-year-olds, 17-year-old fans who have extremely huge balances, please flick me a few bucks. I like your genre. Yeah, I think that was okay, Archie. Those oligarchs, you never know. One of them might buy your channel one day for $1 million.
Snuggle up in each other's arms. Do you mind if I stay by your side? Just looking at you, all the time to go.